Well, I guess eventually as this show goes on, Verlon and I will start talking with each other. We have to warm up, a little bit, let things thaw a little bit. So this is kind of, these first few songs will be like that. Now, I'm going to go first. I always insist on going first. After all these years, Verlon's never offered, and so I just think, no, I don't want to put myself through that. I'm just going to go ahead and go first. And gosh, thank goodness I got here for this 11 o'clock show. I sent a message to him yesterday and said, hey, I'll see you at 11. And he wrote back and said, oh no, they've pushed it back. I wouldn't even show up till 1. But I started getting calls at about 10:30. It's like, hey, where are you? So anyway, I'm glad that that worked out. But anyway, enough of chit chat. Let's get down to some music. You ready for some music? Well, I just got back from Australia the other day. As I was saying.
Australia?
Yes, that's right, folks, Australia. I was over there for a couple of weeks, and still, the jet lag still kind of working out, but had a good time over there, but was really looking forward to being here with y'all this weekend. And I want to start things off with a song that's on my most recent record called Game Changer. And I wrote this the last time I was in Australia with this guy named Adam Harvey, great singer-songwriter. And we wrote a couple of songs, and then I thought we were done. And he said, hey, I've got this title I've been saving for about 25 years, if you'd like to try. And I said, what is it? And he said, I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. And I thought, wow, that is one of the greatest titles, in all seriousness, that I've ever heard. So luckily he let me write this with him. Got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. It takes more than wishful thinking to live your dreams. If I was only brave enough to face what's facing me. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. I'd have courage in spades, but that's not how I'm made. So I guess I'll keep going on this way. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. Be more of a fool when it comes down to you. I'm afraid I'll break right in two. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. myself believe was only brave enough to face what's facing me. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now without any further ado, I'd like to tell you some stories that have happened recently. No, let's keep the music going. Without any further ado, here's Verlon Thompson.
You know, it pains me to say this, but I really like that song, Jim.
Wow, thank you. That's the nicest and first time you've ever said anything nice to me. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm trying to, like you said, we're trying to let things thaw out a little between us, but it does kind of piss me off because my wife said those very words about me a long time ago, and if I'd have just been thinking, I could have written it out real quick. And she said, "You got a wishbone where your backbone ought to be, you idiot." That's what she said, and I'd never thought about it being a song. Anyway. See, even when Jim does something I like, it pisses me off. That's the problem with us. But you can call me one of the lucky few. I've always done what I wanted to do, and it started back in 1962 when I dropped the needle in the groove. Well, all of a sudden everything was clear. The far away seemed so near, and I could go anywhere that I could hear when I dropped the needle in the groove. I went to Bakersfield with the Buckaroos. I saw Memphis in blue suede shoes, Folsom Prison, Tulsa time. I went to Carolina in my mind. I could walk the streets of Baltimore or waltz across Texas on a wooden floor. I was knocking on heaven's door when I dropped the needle in the groove. I had no clue, no idea what I was supposed to do. You see, Mama was the only girl I ever knew till I dropped the needle in the groove. But then I heard all them singers all around the world singing all them songs about all them girls, and all that mystery soon unfurled when I dropped the needle in the groove. I met Maggie May and Maybelline. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Lay down, Sally. Good night, Irene. And who could forget Jolene? Jolene. To all the girls I've loved before, Michelle and my Sherry Amore. Well, I wish they all could be California. I dropped the needle in the groove. and scratch and they skip and crack, but I hang on to my favorite stack. I listen to them 'cause it takes me back. You see, that's my life there on every track. Well, we've come a long ways from 78s and 45s and 8-track tapes and compact discs, and damn, I miss dropping that needle in the groove. But you can call me one of the lucky few. I've always done what I wanted to do, and it started back in 1962 when I dropped the needle in the groove. When I dropped the needle in the groove. When I dropped the needle in the groove. 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 I dropped the needle. Hey, I dropped the needle in the groove. Thank you for recognizing what that last part is. There's a lot of folks these days that are too young to even recognize that. They don't know what that is. They think I'm doing one of those scratch rap things, you know. So no, I'm talking about back when your records used to warp and you had to tape a nickel or something to the cartridge head and make them stay in that groove. Remember that? All right, y'all my people.
Well, I'll tell you what, Verlon, and I think the audience probably agrees with me. You've dropped a needle in the groove of our hearts, hasn't he, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, thank you, Jim. That's very refreshing to
things are kind of thawing out a little bit.
Yeah, it feels good. I like it.
I do too.
It ain't gonna last, but
well, at least
let's enjoy the moment.
Exactly. At least twice a year.
Twice a year. Yeah, I don't know if y'all realize, Jim and I actually live across the street from each other in Nashville, and we both keep our blinds pulled.
Good fences make good neighbors.
And Jim never comes to his front door. I notice he comes around in the alley, parks back there, and enters from the rear so that I won't see him. He thinks I'm paying attention. I'm not. I could care less what Jim Lauderdale's doing over there.
You know, it's funny, I had just bought that place and moved in, and then one of my best friends lived across the street, and he moved, and a couple days later, Verlon moved in, and but it's you know, it's good. It's kind of the property values. I've just never. Anyway, let's get back to the music.
Yeah,
you know, it's funny how things kind of.
Yeah, things can turn.
And I'm going to keep trying, folks. I'm going to keep being positive about things. And here's a kind of a positive song I want to, interject here. This is also off the Game Changer record. Now, on the album, this has got a cool pedal steel and guitar part, and maybe I'm just going to hum that part of what they do. And Verlon is welcome to do that riff along with me.
Oh, yeah.
If he wants to. When a baby tastes a little bit of sunshine, kicks their legs and bounces up and down, grins and laughs and everything is so fine, we wanna keep them that way for a while. They all grow hoping everything is different. The way that history comes into play. I hope their hopes will come through while they're growing, and they'll have that kind of life, that kind of day. Go through all you must do, and know that while you're getting where you're going. Go through, don't go away, and have that kind of life, that kind of day. The guitar's just waiting there, ripe for the picking, sitting lonely, waiting to be played. You get to make the music that you're hearing. To hear it all will carry you away. Someday when finally things get back to normal. But what is normal these days, you might say? I hope your hopes will come through while you're waiting, and you'll have that kind of life, that kind of day. Go through all you must do, and know that while you're getting where you're going. Go through, don't go away, and have that kind of life, that kind of day. Everybody wants that kind of feeling, for things to go a little more their way. I hope your hopes will come through while you're waiting, and you'll have that kind of life, that kind of day. Go through all you must do, and know that while you're getting where you're going. Go through, don't go away, and have that kind of life, that kind of day. And have that kind of life, that kind of day. Hey! Thank you. Verlon picked that right up. He picked that lick right up. And Verlon, I hope you'll have that kind of life, that kind of day.
You're killing me, Jim. Thank you. That is so sweet of you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Well, what's the matter with you? Come and get your love. Come and get your love. Come and get your love. I was driving from Nashville to Oklahoma not long ago, and I was almost home, and I realized that the sky was bright red. The sunset was just incredibly beautiful. And then I realized I was about to cross the Red River. And then I realized even the dirt out there is red. And in the middle of that very thought, I had the AM radio. Sometimes I like to turn on the AM radio when I get close to home, because they still play the same old crap they played back in the 70s. And there it was, amidst all that redness, the song came on the radio by the group called Redbone. red sunset, pretty little red dirt farm. A red-haired gal with a red bandana tattooed around her arm, and a red-tailed hawk making lazy circles in the red sky up above. And Redbone on that radio playing, come and get your love. They were singing, hey, hey, what's the matter with you? Now come and get your love. They were singing, hey, hey, get it together, baby. Now come and get your love. I was loading red meat watermelons on my grandpa's old red truck. My neck was red and peeling, 'cause I never did look up, till I'd worked right through not one but two new pairs of red wing gloves. And I kept Redbone on that radio playing, come and get your love. Everybody sing now, hey, hey, what's the matter with you? Now come and get your love. Hey, hey, get it together, baby. Now come and get your love. Now you could save up a couple bucks and you could buy the 45, but if you's real lucky, man, you got to see them live singing, hey, hey, what's the matter with your mind? And you're fine and you look so divine, so come and get your love. Everybody help me, come and get your love. Come and get your love. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come on and get your love. Come and get your love. I had a red and white Ford Fairlane parked on Red Rock Canyon Road. That's where she stole my heart and she left her mark, red lipstick on my coat. Man, I thought I could make her happy, oh, but she could never get enough. Enough of that Redbone on the radio playing, come on and get your love. She kept on singing, hey, hey, what's the matter with your mind? And you're fine and you look so divine. Now come and get your love. Now come and get your love. Come and get your love. Come on and get your love. Red river, red sunset, pretty little red dirt farm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, Verlon, the theme of that song is red, but I'll tell you what, as a songwriter, I'm green with envy that you could write a song like that. You know, I know that I'm speaking for Verlon too. We love to come here every year, and it's great to see so many old friends. And one of mine's out there, it's Leonard Stacy.
Mr.
It's
Leonard.
good to see Leonard, and hopefully our friend Frank Serio, the photographer, will take some pictures of us later, and he's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Verlon, before we go any further, and we can, maybe try this a couple of times during the show, as long as we've known each other and been doing these annual shows every year. We've never written a song together. Would you like that, ladies and gentlemen, if we did? I mean, I'd sure love to. I've got kind of just a kernel of a song that if we could just kind of improv on it right now, if the folks don't mind. Would you mind that if we just...
So a lot of pressure, Jim.
Let's go to the key of G, and just, Verlon, you just kind of interject whatever you want to. I'm just going to kind of ad-lib, and if you'll follow me. So, but you're a better guitar player, so help me with this riff. He's Verlon.
He's Jim.
Boy, it's great to be back here again. I'm Jim.
I'm Verlon.
It's time to get those hula hoops a twirling. So, we can kind of
yeah, I'm liking it.
pick up and go from there.
Time to get those hula hoops a twirling.
Yeah. We're trying to think of some Verlon.
It's hard to rhyme with Verlon.
Yeah.
That's a good attempt, Jim.
Well, Verlon, I'm having
You're still not completely back from Australia,
No.
are you? You're still a little down under, I can tell.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I've always thought you were a little down under, but it's really showing today.
Thanks, I think. But that's right. There's such a time difference, Verlon. My body is 16 hours ahead.
Wow.
And I guess some of my strings are a little ahead too. So, there's Frank Serio right now.
Oh, there he is.
Just talking about you, Frank. Don't mean to draw attention to you or anything, to you and Leonard Stacy. I didn't mean to do that. Lord, no. Well, here's a tune that I get requested a lot when I play here, usually on Sundays, and it's a song that I got to write with Robert Hunter. It's called Alligator Alley. Car broke down in Alligator Alley, trying to get away from Broward County. Smoke in the sky, there's no returning. 30,000 acres of Everglades burning. Southern Florida dry as tinder. Lightning turned the swamp to cinder. Standing by the roadside, thumb in the air, brushing the ashes out of my hair. Alligator alley, alligator alley, no time to sit and dally. Everglades burning, Everglades burn. Once it's gone, there's no return. Picked up by a girl named Alice. She said she's driving clear to Dallas. With one last nod to the blazing trees, I said, drop me off in Nashville, please. She said, what about your automobile? I said, leave it for someone to steal. It don't really run so hot. The rods are gone and the brakes are shot. Alligator alley, alligator alley, no time to sit and dally. Everglades burning, Everglades burn. Once it's gone, there's no return. said, you look like Elvis Presley. I said, I know, it tends to stress me, gives rise to undue expectations and other such like aggravations. Goodbye alligators, snakes and spiders, Florida panthers and big black bears, girls named Lorna, Alice and Sally. Goodbye Florida and Alligator Alley. Alligator Alley, Alligator Alley, no time to sit and dally. Everglades burn, once it's gone there's no return. Alligator Alley, Alligator Alley, no time to sit and dally. Everglades burn, once it's gone there's no return. Once it's gone there's no return. Once it's gone there's no return.
That's me. It's like a rap thing.
You doing a rap song?
I was sitting in a little coffee shop by myself one morning out on the road and sitting in a booth. In the booth right behind me, these two gals walked in, two ladies, and they sat down, and I couldn't see them, but I could overhear them. I could hear them talking. I couldn't help but sort of eavesdrop on them. And man, it got real. In that booth right behind me, it got real, and I'm glad they couldn't see me because my eyes were just wide open. And it wasn't from the coffee. So when they got up and left, I just sort of took a napkin and jotted down some of the stuff I'd heard them talking about. I know this sounds funny, but it was serious stuff. She said, early in the morning while he's still asleep, I could pack a few things quiet and neat and call the limo to pick me up outside and maybe start my new life in a comfortable ride. Maybe I ought to just sit down with him and tell him why and what it is I'm missing and put it all on the table so nobody's guessing. Hell, he might even offer his own personal blessing. Or maybe I ought to just ease out slow, a little here, a little there. You know, he could watch it develop like a Polaroid shot. I don't know, maybe not. 'Cause there's no good way to go. There just ain't no good way to go. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Somebody's gonna have some wounded pride. I can't go and I can't stay. All I know is there's no good way. She said it's one of those no-win situations. Anger don't work and neither does patience. How much is too much and what's not enough? I'm sorry, man, this is complicated stuff, and there's just no good way to go. There just ain't no good way to go. She said, professional help, huh? Maybe that's it. I could learn to let go and maybe get a grip, but you know what they want? How much an hour? I think I'll take it to a higher power. 'Cause there ain't no good way to go. Just ain't no good way to go. There just ain't no good way to go. Early in the morning while he's still asleep, I could pack a few things quiet and neat and call the limo to pick me up outside and maybe start my new life in a comfortable ride. That ain't what you was expecting, is it?
You know, Verlon, it's funny, I've not heard that song before. Not sure if it's a coincidence or not, but about 25 years ago, I was kind of at the other end of that song, and
Oh.
No, it couldn't be. No.
Could be.
Any requests? You know, being up here with Verlon, it's just he sets the bar pretty high. I'll tell you, in all seriousness. And whisper. Okay.
Just that one time.
Except for that one time, I will do with Donna the Buffalo later today, but let's see, whispered. Here's a tune that was wrote a few years back, and it was always my dad's favorite tune of mine. And sometimes people get played at their weddings. It's called Whisper. I see you over there, smiling at the way I stare. I make a wish that you would be near enough to hear me when I whisper, I think I love you. Whisper, I think I love you too. If I had a chance or two, I would make sure that you knew what's running through this heart of mine, in case you'd care to know. And so I'll whisper, whisper, I think I love you. Whisper, whisper, I think I love you too. Just wanna tell you, I wish that you were mine. I'd love you so sweetly, be yours completely all the time. Maybe in our autumn days, when my hair has turned to gray, I will take you by the hand and pull you close to me, and then I'll whisper, whisper, I think I love you. Whisper, whisper, I think I love you too. I like to whisper. Thank you.
Yes. Whisper. There's a tomcat in the alley scaring up a fight. And there's a mother softly kissing her little ones good night. There's peace and then there's chaos, reality and dreams. Now we're all trying to strike that balance between a whisper and a scream. Sometimes I need attention when you need left alone. Sometimes you feel like clinging when I feel like being gone. We might make love soft and tender. We might make the rafters ring. Just as long as we meet somewhere between a whisper and a scream. Well, I know you'll be listening. Don't you know I'll be there? Between a whisper and a scream, we'll find a prayer. Well, I used to blow up easy. I put my fist right through the wall, and you would shut down like a holiday, not feeling much at all. But we met there at the crossroads, going to extreme. Somehow we found each other between a whisper and a scream. Oh, thank God we found each other between a whisper and a scream.
You know, folks, as long as I've been doing these things with Verlon all these years, and you know, they say men mature slower than women, and I think that's true, because I'm slowly realizing some things, even though I'm, getting up there in years. But I guess it's better to kind of, come to the table later than not at all. But, us men, we're competitive. We can't help it. I mean, that's how, like, sports, boxing, running, we've always got to outdo the other guy. And, but, I noticed, like, how here at this festival, it's basically run by women. And it goes so great, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Beth Judy and her great bunch with her, and it just, that's one of our favorite things, and I don't know what it is about Verlon and I, but he's the one guy in this world that I, there's this intense competition between us, and it's been going on a long time, and
you notice how he did his whisper song and I had to do mine.
There you go, right?
It just happened.
And like several years ago, I get a guitar from a boutique company. Verlon's got to get one from the competitor. I started writing homespun songs and having food references. Verlon starts doing that. I saw him once, my hair started to get a little gray, and so did his. Next thing I know, he just dyes his totally gray. So, but I'll tell you, I just can't compete anymore with you, Verlon. I've just gotta, it's not healthy. I just want to move on and evolve like men ought to do, right, ladies?
Good.
Right?
Finally.
Huh?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I just can't do it. And you told me, and other people have told me before, they've said, with Verlon, you've just got a chip on your shoulder. Well, they're wrong. Yeah. I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
Well, I don't know.
I've got a whole bag. I've got a whole bag of chips on my shoulder. And I want to work through this, and I need everybody's help. I've been reading all sorts of things, Googling all sorts of things about this problem, and what they suggest is you've got to make friends with those things that are bothering you. So I'm going to make friends, and I'm taking this heavy load off of my shoulder, these chips. I don't have those chips on my shoulder anymore. Yeah.
What an incredible thing to share with us, Jim. Do you always travel with a prop bag of chips? Oh. No, I really, I know what kind of courage that takes to... Jim, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, what... No, I don't care for any, but what are you doing? What's going on?
I'm just eating some friends. I'm sorry, let's get back to the music.
Brought to you by... What are they?
Okay.
Putts?
All right.
Butts. Hey, that's better than the time you brought out the yogurt. Remember when we were sponsored by yogurt that one year?
That's right.
What was it, Jim?
Verlon and Jim's.
Yeah.
Probiotic.
That product didn't last long, did it?
No, it didn't, unfortunately. And we had the Verlon and Jim's jellies and jams, and you could get gift baskets, and there's still a warehouse full of those. And of course, we did strike it rich for a little while with the Geico caveman commercials.
That was where we really, we should have hung on to that.
Oh.
But again, the competition, Jim wanted to get top billing on that, top caveman.
But anyway, I'm sure something else will come along. One of these
We got the ideas. It's just it's the business part of it that we lack, Jim.
Yeah.
It's getting that distribution network and that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
that's right. But hey, you know what? Maybe there's somebody out there today, some kind investor out there that wants to.
a nice retired Amway dealer to show us how to do it,
That's right.
or Avon
Yeah.
lady.
That's her truths.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's 10 minutes. Oh,
No, I think that was a score. I think he just scored us high for that last routine. Yeah, he gave us a 10 from Judge Pete over on the side. That's a high score yet, Jim.
I apologize. I thought this was an hour and a half show, but it's an hour. Is that right? Okay. Well, hey, let's keep rolling here. All right, well, here's a song that I usually do on Sundays, but I'll do it.
You want to do it on Saturday?
Well, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. And those of us on the ground watch them get their nectar. When I see you, it's living proof that love is resurrected. Oh, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. Spring is a flowering, watch the new life it brings. You've got a wondrous heart, makes a lot of new life start. Well, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. And the songs they bring with their wings fills the air with laughter. You took me to a better place since we first connected. Oh, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. Looking back at us, all part of nature's plan, like when you take my hand. Well, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than suspected, suspended, then flying off with what they have collected. You showed me while they're hovering what I'd not detected. Oh, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. Well, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. And the songs they bring with their wings fills the air with laughter. When I see you, it's living proof that love is resurrected. Oh, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. Oh, the hummingbirds are coming back sooner than expected. Thank y'all so much. It's been an honor to be here with y'all and to be up here with this great guy. And all kidding aside, and Verlon, we are going to be playing together, and Lily Mae is going to be with us in April 17th or something like that. It's a Saturday.
20th,
Bluffton,
21st.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So look, be looking out for that.
Lily Mae. I remember Lily Mae. I first saw her playing down on Broadway years ago with her little family band.
Yeah.
They were great. I'm looking forward to
Me
that.
too.
That's going to be a killer night, Jim.
Yeah. But Verlon, thank you for today.
Hey, wait, before we go.
I mean, you've got another song.
Well, we just got some word from headquarters. We actually were scheduled for another 30 minutes.
You know what? It's funny, Verlon. I've been using that manifesting thing where you wish, and I was sitting here thinking, gosh, I just wish, I'm throwing it out there in the universe that we get another half hour. So
it worked. It worked.
Well, gosh, all that positive stuff and this kind of what do you call it? This escalation of things. I guess I'm going to have to keep on with it now, Verlon. And
yeah, I wish you would.
Things are good. Things are good with us right now. Yeah.
I think what it was is they had monitors. Beth and all of her, the head people up there at headquarters, Suwannee headquarters, they had monitors. And they watch everything that's going on. And I think they probably were sitting there and they saw that we were actually kind of getting along. And she hit the button, it goes straight to Pete. She goes, give him another 30 minutes. I think that's what happened.
I think that and probably TikTok also.
I'm sure it's out there on TikTok already that we're trying to bury the chips, you know. Jim, the times they are a-changin'. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. And if time to you is worth saving, you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changin'. Oh yeah. Now you writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, 'cause the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling who that it's naming. Yeah, the loser now will later win, for the times they are a-changin'. You senators and congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he who gets hurt is he who will stall. The battle outside is raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changin'. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, don't criticize what you don't understand. Your sons and your daughters, they're beyond your command. The old road is rapidly aging. Get out of the way if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are a-changin'. Been drawn and the curse has been cast. The slow now will later be fast, and the present now will soon be the past. There's no telling when it's changing. Yeah, the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changin'. I don't usually get too political, but this is really it's a folk song, you know. Bob Dylan writes folk songs. They're songs written by folks for folks. And what happens is folks take those folk songs and folks change them around to fit the times. And I'm guilty of that myself. I've got to admit, that's a wonderful song, but I thought it was a little bit incomplete, Bob. So I took it upon myself, Jim, to write another verse. After all, it's a folk song. It's meant for folks to use and change around for whatever the folks need at the time, you know. And I guess really my only hope is that Bob Dylan's folks won't contact my folks and tell me to shut the folk up before they sue the folk right out of me for messing with his song. But anyway, I had to say a few words here. Come left and come right, come for all that you're worth. Come every color and kind on this earth. We're the land of the freeloaders, whining since birth. Ain't it time we do some repairing? Nobody owns it, no one holds the deed, and the temperature keeps rising with each disagree. Tell me, where do you think your children will be when the sun gets so hot that it burns up the sea? And there's nowhere to hide and ain't nowhere to shade in this land of selfish mistakes we have made. Ain't it time we all start changing? With all due respect, Bob. That's it. That's as political as I'm going to get, Jim.
That was great. You know, Verlon, like you, I don't get very political during the shows, and I've never been a conspiracy theorist kind of guy. But I'll tell you what, lately something just didn't seem right to me, and I started Googling it and researching it and just spending all sorts of time looking into this thing, this kind of theory I have that probably you folks have not thought about yet, and I want to share it with you. I'm not trying to preach at you or get you to change anything. You know, we are who we are. I don't care what you believe in. We have music in common, and that's the thing. You know, and we're all the same.
Amen.
But I'll tell you though, you know, probably y'all were raised this way too in school. You know, you learn about the food groups and everything, and then, you know, you see these things in the newspapers that says, you know, drink 5 to 8 glasses of water a day. You know, and so I've been doing that for a lot. Cheers. I've been, you know, they say you gotta
stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. And so I've been doing that for years and years. I just, you know, water is a big part of my life. But I realized that something just didn't seem to be right about that. And so I started researching it, and I came up with some very, very interesting news, folks. Every single water company is owned by the largest toilet manufacturer in the world. So you get it? It's like we drink 5 to 8 glasses of water a day. We use their product, wear them out, and then you got to keep replacing them over and over and over. So, Anyway, you might call me crazy or something like that, and I can't stop drinking it now. And but you think about that later on,
Makes perfect sense, Jim.
Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about it right now.
Wow. So I'm confused. I don't know if I should drink more to support these crooked companies, or should I drink less and be unhydrated?
I know. See, they
get ill.
They have us between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not hydrated enough, I get sick and I throw up in the toilet, and then I still have to flush it.
That's right.
So they got us by the bottle.
Which that reminds me of something. I'm Jim.
I'm Verlon.
If I drink too much tonight, tomorrow I'll be hurling.
I'm Verlon.
And I'm Jim.
Didn't I used to know you when you were thin? Slim. Slim. Or, no. I was just thinking of a rhyme, Jim. That's all. I didn't mean...
Oh, gosh. You know what, Verlon? I think just now you had them on your side. I think you just lost them, didn't they, ladies and gentlemen? Didn't they?
They'll turn on you in a second.
I'm kidding. Verlon, you're never going to lose these folks. Will he, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't matter how mean he is to me. He's never, ever going to lose you guys.
He told me to use that line backstage. He said, when I say I'm Jim, then you say, didn't I used to know you when you were slim? He set me up. That's what I'm telling you guys.
Verlon, I wasn't trying to get them to turn against you. I would never do that.
It's that competitive thing again, Jim. Raising its ugly head. Get your bag of chips out. Obviously, you hadn't finished them yet.
All right, here's a song that, it's funny, and see, when we're up here, folks, and I'm probably speaking for Verlon too, is that, you just kind of go, and no pun intended with the subject matter I was just talking about with the water, but you just go kind of with the flow of things. And speaking of which, Verlon, you do one. I'll be back in a minute. I've got it. But here's a song. That I had an instinct to do here to stay with the flow. And this is off of a record called Hope, and it's called Sister Horizon. Journey far as we can see, soaring out there, weren't we, learning how to be feathers on an earring, necklace out of stars, suddenly appearing, shining through the dark. And I'm amazed and I'm glad that we have what we had, and we felt right at home inside of a honeycomb. It was there all along, living in a song. Sister Horizon, looking our way, kissing our eyes soon, like it's the last sweet thing. Sister horizon, looking your way. Kiss with our eyes, son, like it's the last sweet thing. Tall flowers reaching up high as they can get. You're watching over us, and it ain't over yet. And I'm glad that we had what we had, and we felt right at home inside of a honeycomb. It was there in a song, so what took us so long? Sister horizon, looking our way, kissing our like it's the last sweet thing. Sister horizon, looking your way. Kiss with our eyes, son, like it's the last sweet thing. The last sweet thing. We'll pick up tomorrow where we left off today, and we can continue like it's the last sweet thing. The last sweet thing. Sweet thing. Thank you.
I can't clap with my arm over it. Makes a noise. God, I don't know. Where do I go here? Hey, that ain't a bad idea.
It's Lola.
All right, Lola. How are you, Lola?
Glad to be here.
Me too. How many years have we been doing this together, me and you, Lola?
10.
10?
And Jim.
Great. Jim, here's a song I wrote many years ago, and I wrote it with a buddy of mine named Austin Cunningham. And at the time, you know Austin. Austin's a great songwriter, but he had himself a girlfriend over in Asheville, North Carolina, and he was living there in Nashville, and we were writing songs together quite a bit at that time, and Austin was just kind of getting going, and his only vehicle was a 65 Chevy pickup, and he started driving that little 65 Chevy pickup from Nashville to Asheville every weekend, just wearing it out to go see this girl. You know, she lived up on Black Mountain Road somewhere, and he was telling me one day, he goes, man, I put a new clutch in it. I got to get home, put some spark plug wires on there. I got to get to. I said, Austin, if you'll quit doing that Asheville turnaround so much, that truck might last you for a while. And he said, I can't, man, I can't. The truck's worth it, you know. I'll blow the truck up if I have to. I got to get this girl. He didn't get the girl. Not for good, anyway. But I believe he still got the truck. So we wrote it with some more of a little kind of a rock and roll rhythm to it. But I got to thinking, you know, I could just hear old Dale McCurry and them doing that song. So I sat down one day and I made a little bluegrass kind of a version of it. Just played it on the guitar, and I sent it to them, and by golly, they recorded it. It was such a thrill. I'm just going to do it the way we wrote it today. So it's the Asheville Turnaround for you, Lola. I've been burning up the blacktop. I've been wearing out these tires. I got a rebuilt carburetor, man. I got brand new spark plug wires. I've been a clutching and a breaking up these hills and downs. Her good love keeps me making the Asheville turnaround. I've been working like the Dickens, trying to make a living, just waiting for the week to end. It's hard to pay attention to it being in your arms again. 'Cause there ain't a woman finer than the one in Carolina at the top of Black Mountain Road. Sunday comes along, I pour some coffee down, and buddy, I'm good to go. I'll be burning up the blacktop. I'll be wearing out these tires. I got a rebuilt carburetor, man. I got brand new spark plug wires. I've been a clutching and a breaking up these hills and down. Her good love keeps me making the Asheville turnaround. Now 304.5 miles one way puts me on her front porch step. I know what I got coming, kissing and hugging about as good as any man can get. For 2 days, 2 nights, everything's alright, happy as a hardwood tree. But then Sunday comes along and Sunday comes around and I pour some coffee, and I gotta rock it back to Tennessee. I'll be burning up the blacktop, be wearing out these tires. I got a rebuilt carburetor, I got brand new spark plug wires. I've been a clutching and a breaking up these hills and down. Her good love keeps me making the Asheville turnaround. I've been wearing out these tires. I got a rebuilt carburetor. I got brand new spark plug wires. I've been a clutching and a breaking up these hills and down. Her good love keeps me making the Asheville to Nashville, back to Asheville, turn around. Thanks to my old buddy Austin Cunningham. Thank you.
Well, I had a friend in Nashville that, a co-writer that he had a girlfriend that lived in Knoxville.
Oh.
And he had a 62 Ford pickup truck. No, I'm kidding. But here's a song I wrote with a friend of mine named Buddy Miller, who was here several years ago. It'd be great to get Buddy back. And by the way, Buddy and I've been holding out to kind of as a carrot for you, Verlon, so that you would be nice to me and be a friend and do shows with me and stuff like that. But to get you on our show, the Buddy and Jim Show on Sirius XM, Outlaw Country. Would you like that, ladies and gentlemen, if I had Verlon on there?
That is such a wonderful show. I'd be honored. I listen to it all that show you guys did about Kenny Malone, the drummer. My gosh, after he passed, you guys did. You should go back through the archives and listen to that one, y'all. That one's really special. But yeah, I'd love to, Jim. Is there any waiver involved? Like,
no, not at all. There's no strings.
What if we blow up? What if we blow up on the air at each other? Can you cut that out?
Yeah, we don't need to do that. That's just for these folks here. That's special. We don't do that anywhere else.
Okay.
You know, so Verlon, he and I have never played this song together. We've never done it before, but we did stay last night at a Holiday Inn Express. And by the way, I want to send this song out to Randy Judy. Randy, my friend, you have started something and it's still going, and this is something twice a year that it just feeds my heart and soul, and we can't thank you enough. I know everybody feels that way. We love you. Instead, wild goose chase, wild goose chase. You gonna take me, girl, on a wild goose chase. You gonna take me, girl, on a wild goose chase. You better find somebody to take my place. You took my imagination and stomped it in the ground. Now I can only dream about you and chase the tracks you left around. Hole in my head, a hole in my head. I need a girl like you, like a hole in my head. I need a girl like you, like a hole in my head. You make me feel so bad, I wish I was dead. It must have hit me hard. People must think I'm lazy, like my shuffle short of playing card. Wild goose chase, wild goose chase. You gonna take me, girl, on a wild goose chase. You gonna take me, girl, on a wild goose chase. You better find somebody to take my place. Let the games begin. Yeah, here I go again. I don't see how I'm gonna win. I need you, girl, like a hole in my head. Thank you.
Love
Verlon,
it, Jim.
I think we got time for about one more.
One
so
more.
you take us home with this.
Let's stay in that good old people's key of G there and do. I miss your greasy bacon